Some people react to a breakup with, "I'm totally fine," but also, "Here's a 9-page essay on closure." Other people, "I'm going to Bali with my new best friend, Rosa." While other people respond with, "I deleted them. I blocked them on everything. I'm done. Wait, actually, I'm still really mad." Still others respond with, "I made a PowerPoint entitled, 'How It All Went Wrong.'" Okay, so let's unpack these different reactions to a breakup. I'm Dr. Denim Slade. Building on my nearly 30 years of experience, I've developed the new C.O.R.E personality model that helps you authentically incorporate you into your life and your relationships. My C.O.R.E personality model explains exactly why these 4 different types of people respond to a breakup the way that I just described. I'm sure you've noticed how some people seem to bounce back from a breakup like nothing even happened, and others are still analyzing and reanalyzing every single text 3 years later. This is not random. That's actually temperament. Today, we're diving into how each C.O.R.E type handles breaking up. So if you've ever wondered, why do I do this every single time? This one's for you. C stands for comfort and connection. C's are the feelers among us, and C's do not just break up. They emotionally disintegrate and rebuild themselves from the ashes slowly across time. For the C, breakups are not about losing a person. They're about losing emotional safety, their comfort zone, their rhythm, their we. What drives the C is emotional settlement. And when a C becomes unsettled emotionally, like a breakup predictably does, they replay every conversation. They overthink every look. And they'll probably end up writing a 12-page, unsent, mind you, letter entitled, "Things That I Wish You Would Have Understood." Here's the thing. When a C finally gets emotionally settled again, they don't just move on. They emerge wiser, softer, and even more intentional about who gets access the next time. So if you're a C, your heart is not your weakness. It's actually your superpower. You just have to make sure that you don't keep reopening the wound to try to understand it better. Now for the second type, O's. Oh man. O stands for optimism. At first, of course, they're sad. They actually get really sad for like 2 hours. And then the O brain is like, you know what? Maybe this is actually the universe making space for someone better. They respond by trying to distract themselves with plans, with friends, maybe a spontaneous trip. And before you know it, they posted some TikTok dance about healing energy. But deep down, O's do feel it. They just avoid the heaviness until it catches up to them at 2 a.m. in the morning. And if it really were that easy to get over the pain, that would be great. But unfortunately, deep down, O's do feel it. They just can't stand any negative emotion. They try really hard to avoid the heaviness until it ends up catching up some random morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. So if you're an O, please do not confuse distraction with actual healing. Your optimism is beautiful. It's awesome. And sometimes to feel the joy that you so want, you have to allow yourself to feel sad for a minute. Number 3, the R. R stands for resolution. R's are the doers. R's don't go through breakups, they power through them. Within 24 hours, they've deleted the photos, they've cleaned the house, they've signed up for CrossFit, they've signed up for a half marathon, they've blocked every possible avenue. Inside, the R brain is like, I'm not going to feel this, I'm going to fix it. Let's go. R's are the most external processors of any of the temperament types. And so they have a hard time making space or taking time to really process what's going on internally. Unfortunately, doing all of these external things to get over the breakup does not mean that they've emotionally healed. A lot of the time, the effects of that don't end up showing up until the R starts dating somebody else. And that's when all that unresolved pain and unresolved issues comes back to the screen of the R. The fact is that when R's can't resolve something emotionally, it lingers. It's just being ignored. That unresolved pain sits on their mental to-do list, and because they can't fix it, they often turn that frustration inward or, like I said, onto their next relationship. So if you're an R, you don't have to do your way out of heartbreak. Sometimes the resolution is just allowing yourself to sit still long enough to fill what actually matters, to fill what actually is there so that you can move forward. And finally, the E. E stands for exactness and excellence. You E's are the perfecters among us. E's tendency is to process a breakup much like a research project. The E brain wants to analyze exactly what went wrong, why it went wrong, and what should have been done differently. The E brain looks to what has happened to try to make it better for next time. They will rewrite the entire relationship in their heads. And it's not necessarily just to win the person back or to win the person back at all, but to try to make sense of it all. Because for E's, chaos is almost unbearable. They need closure that feels logical, that feels clean, that feels exact. Here's the problem though. Love isn't always logical. So if you're an E, please give yourself permission to stop editing the past. It wasn't supposed to be perfect, and it was supposed to teach you something. And just maybe the perfection that you're looking for isn't what your heart actually needs next time. So whether you're a C, feeling too much, an O, avoiding the feelings, an R, trying to outwork the pain, or an E, trying to make sense of it, please remember this. There's not something inherently wrong with how your brain wants to process. You're just wired differently. And when you start understanding your core, you stop judging your healing process and start actually healing. If you want to know your own breakup style or to just understand why you do what you do, take the free core assessment at whatsmycore.com. Because the truth is that the best way to get over someone is to finally get yourself. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe so that you can keep learning more.